There's the chat announcement. Waiting for it to trickle over. Looks like Twitch should be coming up. And there's YouTube. Is it actually going though? Yep, there's YouTube. Now what's going on with Twitch? Awesome Majma! How is everyone? Okay, looks like Twitch is working too, so that's all good. Things might be a little bit different today. Well, not intentionally anyways, because anyone who has been around for a bit knows I've tried to blow my computer away during this past weekend. And it has gone mostly well. There are a couple things that just aren't quite fully back yet. You'll notice that the stream avatars across the bottom are different characters this time. Because I lost the other ones. I don't know where they went. So I had to quickly find new ones, and I thought these ones were quite fitting. So now we have all sorts of little critters running around, as we should. What are these things? Well, it looks like we have a couple skunks, a black rabbit, a zombie tiger, and a white peacock, as well as a penguin and me as the cat. Hi Pastry, how are you? Yes, so we have silly little critters. You should be able to use the stream avatars commands to change them. I believe I have set all of the little avatars as free for this time, because I don't know if I'm going to be swapping them again. This was literally last second that I realized that I didn't have the avatars on that one. Also, let me know if my mic sounds weird, because the mic settings was also something that I had to redo, and I'm hoping I got it correct. But I noticed it is hitting, like, peak levels quite a bit, so if it sounds like I'm peaking, let me know and I'll try and fix that. But yes, today we are going to be working on a VRChat avatar for Zowie, who is the person that you see right next to me. They're not in the call, but I wanted you guys to have a visual reference of what we're going for. And the goal for today is to try and get my face, which is the one currently on screen, to look like theirs. So that should hopefully get us to where we have a working head that has all of the blend shapes built in. Because if I click on this head, and then go to the tab with the shape keys, you will see that there are a lot of shape keys already on this one, because this includes all of the ARKit avatar ones, or ARKit model ones, where, like, it's all the jaw movements and stuff. That's how I animate my own face. And I'm trying to be peak content. I was trying to resolve some of the issues that I was having with getting streams running. Because before I did the blowing away the computer, I had to restart my computer sometimes before stream just to get the game to open. I'm still not fully convinced that that has fixed the problem. I might just be looking at a new computer soon. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so currently, this is very much my face. Let's see. We want to go to the base shape key, so this is the one that doesn't have any change to it. What the heck? That's not right. Where's... Alt-H? Okay, it was just hidden. Okay, that's good. I got worried for a second, thinking that I had somehow messed up the basis already. Oh, you found a red cow? Very nice, very nice. Yeah, so first off, let's see about changing the overall head shape, I think? Because that'll probably get us a good start. So right now we've got very rounded chin, and he's got a very square chin. So at the very least we can change that. We'll go probably select these faces here. And then if we just do turn on this mode, which should allow us to change in a range. There we go. Now we can scale X and just widen out that chin a bit. That should help us get more of the look. So that doesn't quite... Ah, yes, you found a zombie tiger. It takes a lot of practice. I've been doing Blender for about 4 years. Well, no. I've been doing Blender for 4 years now, because I did it... No, over 4 years, because I did it before I started VTubing. I worked on Blender a little bit to make my own VTuber model, but I started with Vroid as the base, Which, funny enough, is actually the same base that I used for this one. I'm just a whole lot better at making it my own instead of Vroid. Yes, so we've got that a little bit. We probably want to pull in these cheeks a little bit. We'll do... It's got mirror editing on, so I should be able to, yeah, just tug this in a little bit. Probably about there. And then we still need to get kind of that angle going a bit better, though. So we'll do... No, not rotate, just move. Shrink that down a bit. Pull that down a bit. That's looking a little bit better. Vroid, you had it right the first time. It is a free application on Steam that basically works as a character creator for VTuber avatars. So it is very helpful if you're wanting to get into VTubing but not wanting to drop hundreds of dollars on an avatar to start out with. But that nose is also going to be a thing. I'm imagining it's less cat-like than ours is. So we'll grab there. You have Steam but no computer to use Steam on. That would complicate things a little bit, wouldn't it? Probably just pull that out a bit. Maybe snag from like that point too. Lift that and pull that out. There we go. I think that helps a little bit get his nose a bit more, because his nose is a bit more defined. Wait, you're on Windows XP? That is such an old version. That is crazy. Your computer freezes when you hit shade smooth. Oh, that struggles. Hi, Gold. We are working on making Zowie's avatar. So I'm currently trying to get the face shape to match up. I'm starting to get there. It's starting to look a little bit like it. I think probably that edge and... No, not that one. That one? Those two, if we do a little bit more squarish jaw, should work. I think these two need to scooch a little bit. Something's feeling odd there. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot more square. What's my favorite avatar? Of all of the VRChat avatars I've made, probably the one I'm currently using now is my favorite. But that's also just because it's the newest, so it's got all the bells and whistles and stuff. Plus, this is the first one that I've had in VRChat that actually has the full face tracking, even in-game, which is crazy cool to me. Yes, the body was actually based on a 3D scan, so I could get my proportions correct, so that the full body tracking would be far more accurate. Because I am that level of crazy person. Probably need to scoot these forward a smidge. Because that jaw doesn't quite feel right to me. Probably from there. How did I scan myself? That's hydrating. But yeah, that's one of the things. I got my boyfriend to scan me. So I basically just stood T-pose in our living room while he walked around me with my phone. And did essentially a video of just a 360 around me. All in all, it ended up working pretty well, but it was very janky to try and do, especially as our first attempt with anything like that. So it took a couple tries to actually get anything usable. But it was still a very fun experience to learn. Something's still funky about that, I think. Let's select these vertices here and try doing a smooth on them. Vertex, smooth vertices, is that a bit? Probably do the same with these four. Smooth vertices. There we go. That feels better. Now it's a little bit less jagged. I'm glad you like the avatar. It is very nice. And hi Ham, how are you? Maybe we actually do... Oop, wrong button. Like that. Yeah, that covers the whole thing. And then vertex smooth again. There we go. Maybe one more? That should help even it out even a little bit more. Hi Alex, how are you? I have been doing pretty good. I have been a bit busy since I've been trying to blow away my computer over the past couple days and get it all reinstalled. And I think I managed to do it in time for stream. Hopefully there's not too many difficulties. Let's see, what bit are we missing now? How do we want to further turn this into the guy next to me? I'm glad to hear you're doing well. We could do eyes next. Eyes are definitely very different, as well as the eyebrows. But I think I'm going to tweak the mouth a little bit more. So now I've got more of a cat-like mouth than he does. Hi, Kana. Let me hydrate. Oh, you did a full run of the old FNAF games? Very nice. So we probably need to lower the outer corners a bit. And actually no, his is basically a reverse cat mouth more or less. Because instead of this part going up, it goes down for him. So let's see if we shrink that down. Pull that down like that. That should help. That definitely gets us a lot closer. I think it's still a bit too smiley from what we've got. And yeah, 3D scans are just a little bit jank to my understanding. It's definitely, you don't want to use the actual mesh export from a 3D scan in its entirety, because it's just not, it's not set up for that, as far as I can tell. You've been playing Portal 1 and 2? Very nice. I am excited to get back to Portal 2. So let's try pulling from there and maybe there. No. A little bit over them. Probably about there. There we go. That looks much more like his mouth. And you know what, while we're at it, let's double check that still looks good with, like, jaw open. So if we take the jaw open blend shape, yes, his jaw opens. There's a little bit of weirdness, because I feel like this kind of weirdly puffed out. But I think we'll go back and change that after we're done doing the initial pass. But having to check all of those blend shapes is one of the reasons why it takes so long. You've been playing Quake? I don't think I've ever tried playing Quake. Bill Portal can talk. Yes, you did during the last Portal stream, didn't you, Eternal? Which I was very happy to hear. It's always cool to hear facts about the game you're playing. Is that what I want? I'm feeling like the cheeks might be a bit too far out. I feel like I'm not sure. Let's try grabbing there. Oh, wrong button again. Expand to that. Do vertex smooth. That should do both sides. Do like that. Okay, yeah, that has helped quite a bit with that. Now it feels less less poofy. 150 hours on Portal 2. That is quite a lot. I don't even know what kind of game Quake is, honestly. Wait, one of the cores became a light fixture? That is a weird one. Then I think we're also good to remove. I'm really hesitant to remove vertices because that means that we have less vertices that are consistent across the blend shape, so we'd have to manually do those. But I think... actually, maybe we could reuse one of these for kind of one of those upper lines on his eyes. Though, he definitely doesn't have these lower eyelashes. So probably those are safe to remove, but we're gonna have to add something to be the lower half of his lashes. Because his definitely goes down further than mine does. It's made by ID Software, the people that made Doom, a shooter with an Elder theme. Oh, that is an interesting one. Just does not sound like my kind of game, but it is an interesting one. In the corrupted core, section 1 hanging from the claw with its eyes shining. Oh, that's interesting. You'll have to point it out when we get to it in game, because I'm not sure I'm gonna remember. So then we'll get rid of those. Delete vertices. Ooh, nope, not that. We need to delete faces. There we go. Oh, the other option. If we plan this right, we could just change the color of, like, these... hang on. Nope. Of these faces around the eye to get that same kind of inner or lower eyelash look. The issue... I guess it's not that much of an issue. That should be doable. I think we'll probably have to readjust that and get things a little bit in line better, but that should be doable. I was wondering what this creepy music was. I don't know if that fits vibes today. It's cool. I like the song. But I don't know if we're that ominous today. And yes, I am trying my best. Let's try selecting these. Is this actually connected? Okay, that is connected. We'll do mesh, separate, select. Oh no, we want not separate, we want split. Mesh, split, selection. That should let us freely move this one. And, okay. We need to do the split on the other side too. Mesh, split, selection. I don't know if the FNAF games are my style or not. I'm not as much of a scaredy cat as I was when I first started streaming. But that doesn't that honestly doesn't mean much. Yeah, I am doing everything I can to avoid apologizing this. Oh, come on. Why is that? Okay, turn off X. There we go. And then mesh, snap to symmetry, those two should... Yeah, okay. And then if I turn on X, select one of them. Dang it! Why aren't those linked? Getting mesh to stay mirrored is also one of the stupidly difficult things on this for some reason. Snap to symmetry. Okay, they're mirrored now. Kind of? Why is that last one not mirrored? So we're trying to get this vertice mirrored to this one over here. Because those were the two that weren't moving. So mesh, snap symmetry? Okay, they say they're already symmetrical. What one am I missing then? I select all of you. Scoot. Wait, are you fine now? No, you're not fine. Oh, I see. So it wasn't... It was that one. Was that not the one I grabbed? What are you even symmetrical to then? Okay, so you are symmetrical to something. What the heck? Are you symmetrical? Okay. So what do you how do you explain the one that's not moving? Is there like two stacked on top of each other here? No, there's only the one. Is it that one? Yeah, that's about right, honestly. I don't know why it struggles so darn much with symmetry when it's not that hard a concept, but the fact that you can't just manually pair vertices very easily is one of the things that drives me insane. Okay, so we got that. We managed to pair them manually somehow. I don't entirely know how, but it works. We will take it. So now for the challenge of repositioning this. Though I think we're actually just going to leave that to the side while we deal with the rest of the eye. Probably want to separate out these guys too. So we switch that to faces. Is that not? I don't know if that pun quite works. It feels like it should be a pun. Why is my music not playing? Oh, because I didn't have loop on. There we go. Yep, frick, I deselected those. Oh. I mean, you can do that too. You can definitely make half a mesh and just mirror it in Blender. The trouble is that that creates reflected UVs, which are a bit of a pain to redo, especially when you already have a model set up like this and just want to keep making alterations to both sides type thing. Split by normal now. Or select by normal. Okay, don't select duplicate. There we go. So then, if we do mesh snap to symmetry now, hopefully, no, that doesn't look like it's actually done it. Okay, first select this one. Turn on mirror move. Okay, so that one's fine. This one looks like a troublemaker. This one is, in fact, a troublemaker. Alright. So we have to somehow get these back to being symmetrical. In this case, I might just manually fix one of these, and then deal with the thing afterwards. So this... what even is this part of it? Okay, I just don't think that should be there. I think that's correct. What about this one? Is this the same thing of just... Yeah, this is weird extra one that we don't actually need, I think. So then that should leave both of these mirrored. There we go. Okay. We fixed it. There was just some weird extra geometry from when I was removing it from the thing. Doesn't look like I need merge vertices. They've managed for the most part. And I don't know about an STL file, because STL, that's, I swear I've touched that file type before, but I don't remember what it's for. Normally the file types I use are FBX, VRM, VSF, and just .blend. I feel like STL is tickling the part of my brain of back when I did a 3D printable file, but I can't say for sure, because I've only done that once. Alright, so how to get these eyes how we want them is the next question. I think, first off, make sure that we're set to connected. Okay, and those aren't connected. So instead, we're going to select the eyes, and we're just going to hide these so that we don't mess with those. Actually, rather than hide them, because we do want to see where they are, we'll leave them as is, but we will separate them out to their own mesh. That way, they're just kept separate. So mesh separate by selection. There we go. So eyes are now individual, and we don't have to worry about accidentally messing with them. Which means we can change this to not connected, and mess with the entire mesh at once. And if we don't want to mess with the eyebrows or something, we just hide them. It's usually a 3D print file, but SketchUp only allows you to export that like that for free. Ah, yeah, that is one of the troubles. And yes, puns do mesh well here. So I think for now, let's hide these random loose lashes just so that they're not in our way while we're editing this. And then hide the eyebrows too, so we don't get those. Maybe from that point? Yeah, that works better. So then we'll do it on Y. That should let us kind of bring that lower. Kind of. This is a tricky one. I think probably about there. Lift here too. And then getting that corner is going to be a bit rough. We're not trying for gremlin look. I don't think Zowie is full gremlin energy there. Maybe tug this point out? That's a tricky one. We're getting closer, though. It's getting somewhere. Swap that to connected only for a second, so we can bring that down in line with that. Now when we move that, it should... yeah, that works a lot better. Probably about there. Do we need to move that forward? Or is that doing fine? It's looking a little too sleepy. I think it's because the corners of the eyes are still not quite right. Also, this one should probably be a turn connected off for a second. Kind of get that more in line there. And then turn off connected. Lift this back up. Penguin Majesty? I am confused. The sound kind of does sound like Stardew Valley, doesn't it? Which is weird since it was a song made for Squee, who is not very Stardew Valley. And then you have the Minecraft villager. Oh, we were talking about the song. The Playful Vibes from Squavern is a song that Atami made to showcase the build of Squavern, which was Squee's build. Turned back to connected for a second. Drag that out. There we go. Should help quite a bit. Maybe lift this one forward a bit. Nope, wrong one. Need the other vertice that's stacked on that spot. There we go. I am doing 3D. We're getting there. It's getting closer. I think we need to smooth out this a little bit. And grab both vertices here and here, tug those down a smidge.
Okay, be a bad boy and watch me find it out for myself.
There we go. I don't know, Eternal. What do you want to spend it on? Ah, King Dedede. Now I get it. Yes, you are a bunny. All of the little avatars this time should be free for now, since I might end up swapping which avatars we're using again next time. These were just the first ones I found that seemed to fit for today. This one's having a bit of trouble. That needs to go in a bit more. Maybe there? All along that. There we go. You're happy, zombie? Very nice. You like cow? I'm glad people like them. It was a good last-minute decision then. Still got a bit too much of that sleepy vibe. I think this outer corner is still too low. Turn back off connected. Maybe lift there. That's a bit better. But I think this bit is now a bit too high. Who's the white guy next to me? That's Zowie. That's the one I'm making the avatar for. So that's there as reference, so you guys can know what I'm trying to make. Pull that down. It's getting there. But it still feels a little off. Why is there an off-brand Jawa? Yes, I know his eyes are brown. We have not done the textures yet. We started with my own face as the default, so that we could steal the blend shapes and stuff from it, and I wouldn't have to fully redo all of them. So that's why it's still got my color scheme on it, because it started as me. Yeah, I know that little guy next to him is his companion creature. I don't think I've actually heard the name yet. Every time we talked about him when we were discussing the commission, we always referred to him as the little guy. So I don't actually know the name, which is a little bit silly, honestly. What if we try pulling this in a bit more? select it there. Okay, that's a little bit better. I have seen K-pop Demon Hunters, and since I have seen it, I have been essentially listening to the songs on loop. It has good music. These two need a smidge. Yes, the chat should be pulling both. And yes, your idol is a really banger song. Why is... Oh, shoot. Shoot. We were touching some of these on the wrong... on the wrong blend shape. Alright, so we're just gonna select these, and then expand that. Vertex, blend from shape. Basis, not add. That should get it back to what it was. Okay. And now we just need to go back to basis and actually do the thing. The cat? You mean the tiger? The tiger that had its hat stolen? It is pretty silly. I do think that there were some parts of the movie that just felt a little bit cliche to me, but all in all, it wasn't bad. Okay, that's slightly more awake feeling. I think if we also raise from here, maybe, get it feeling a bit more awake. There we go. Though, still a little off. Yeah, fixing the pot was a funny bit. I'm not sure he was ever alive to begin with. Well, I mean, like, he was to begin with, but he's not been alive for a while. I think that corner is still messing with me. That's it. There we go. So many little tweaks. Favorite girl from the trio? Or trio? Ah. Probably Rumi. What else? Is there any other tweaks we need to make? Oh, it's probably needs to get rid of this bit and smooth that out. Favorite song? I do like Your Idol. Golden's also good. This Is What It Sounds Like is the other one that I've been listening to on loop. So, one of those three. I noticed that they seem to split between two different styles as far as facial expressions went, where they kind of leaned half into what feels more like League of Legends type styles, where it's more on the realistic side of expressions, where then they also had a couple ones where they had like the bean mouth that you see a lot in Pixar. And I think that mix between the two caught me off guard sometimes. But it definitely still worked for what they were going for and the tone I think they were aiming for. Because I know there were some expressions that felt like they were supposed to be off-putting. Yeah, Free is not my favorite song out of it. It just doesn't quite land right for me. Oh yeah, the Popcorn Eyes was a weird bit they just stuck with. Okay, this is a bit too sleepy of a song. Hang on, let me move this one from the queue. There we go. Let's see. probably best way is just to merge these. That'll get rid of that one. And I don't think he has... Yeah, he doesn't have any detail on that side, so we'll do merge at center. Same on this side. Merge at center. And then we have to flip around to the inside, because there's also this side. Merge at center. And then this one. Merge at center. And then if we select this edge and this edge, we should be able to delete that interface we don't need. Delete edges. There we go. That should fix any shading errors that we would have had. And then we just need to change these to not be sharp. Edge, clear sharp. That should do it. Though that definitely needs a little bit of tweaking to get back in line. You got new house shoes, very nice. And can I beat Sans? Probably not. I've not actually played Undertale. And hi, Not Cool. How are you today? Are you done? Is that done? What am I up to? I am working on a commission for a VRChat avatar for Zowie, who is the person next to me. I was just about to start drinking. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. There's hydrates done. I was just done with those. Hydrating again. If you spam it too much, I might end up putting a cooldown timer on it, honestly. Yes, the person to the left side of me. The person right here. I'm them. Yeah, I'd probably want to play the game if I were to actually try and beat Sans, though I don't know. I definitely wouldn't want to do a genocide run. And I've already seen, like, basically a full playthrough of Undertale, so it feels a little bit weird to try and approach it. Because I've talked about it before, where the time that I watched the Undertale pacifist ending, the person who played it named their character something that I would never name them, but it turned out to be a name that I had a personal tie to, and made the ending a whole lot more impactful. So it just doesn't feel right to go back and play it to me. Okay, what has happened with my light? Why am I so bright now? Is it just because I got used to the dark? And fair enough, Fafu. And what guy added a funny command? I do have a redeem for add a command if you want to add one like the hug or yeet commands that I have, which you can see a full list of those in my Discord. Just do, there we go, Discord. Let me quickly fix my lighting. Does it feel a bit bright? Eh? Or maybe I can't. There we go. That looks better. That would be a pretty funny thing. I might look into that later to make it clear that he's not actually here. And I hope they're all commands working. I don't know if that one got set up properly. Select just connected. It's one of those things of, due to updating or like redoing computer, I'm not sure if that one fully carried over properly. So I might have to double check it in a second if it didn't roll correctly. Why is there... I'm confused. There's definitely a shift happening there. Is it because of... No. No animation on there. Is there some other... Actually, I can just hit the X there and get rid of all of them. It's definitely moving, though. Fart command's a weird one. Might save it for a chat command. Very nice. Something feels off. I think it's that this one isn't quite angled correctly. We do that and then tug this one in a bit more, maybe? Baked brownies, very nice. Hi, Klepto, how are you? Wait, what has happened to my lights? Oh, someone else turned them out again. I am just shadow. Is this better than how the lights were off earlier? Or is this worse? It's a bit hard to see me talking, but you can still kind of see my expression with my ears. Plus it shows off the glowy lights a lot better. No, this is not Shadow the Hedgehog. Guess I'll leave it for now. It's silly. Though it's probably just I need to tweak how the lights are working before next one. A bit worse, but you do like glow intensity? Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to balance somewhere in the middle. So, hopefully I'll have it sorted, because I assume you guys don't want to just watch me fix it. Ooh, all the sweets. We need to pull this out a little bit here. Make that not connected so that it gets everything. Oh, you'd watch it? Here, I will... For doing that, then, let's do... Well, actually, because it's... Let me first pull up the thing to see if I even know how to do it. Because if I know how to do it quickly, then I'll do it. But it's one of those things of it can be a little bit weird. Alright, so I've got it. Let me quickly swap this around. So if I do hide that, there we go. Now you can see my tracking software. So bit of a third wall break. Oh, is Freestream showing messages twice on? Oh, it is. I'm gonna have to fix that too! I didn't even notice that, but apparently yes, you do echo. But yeah, so the thing that made it so that when light was off for the, hang on, words. So if I send signal and do lights out, I am now black again, but if I up the ambient light, then I can bring back some of that color. So probably about there is what we want, because that keeps me reasonably dark without doing, like, full black. So then if we trigger that again, send signal so that it's thing. Oh, I guess I'm not as bright as I thought? Because I was worried I would have to change one of the light settings here, because this is what's swapping the direct light back and forth, where you've got the one where it's pure black and one where it's pure white. So I could lower that a smidge more, see if that does better. So if we send signal to reset it again. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So very, very easy tweak of just changing light values, essentially. There we go. And yeah, I've seen sweets that tongue your tongue blue, purple, and green, I think I've seen as well. There was one that turned it red too, but that's very hard to tell, because it's already red for the most part. I've not watched Scott the Woz. I have no idea what that is. And the other thing is, let me quickly see if I can fix the duplicating chat messages. Because that should be just adding restream to the block list. So that shouldn't be too difficult. Chat box. And then... I think that should work. I don't know if that actually saved it. Oh, there we go. Save settings right there. Okay. So if I've done that right, it should no longer duplicate, and it should be just the single message, and that... Nope. That's still duplicating. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to deal with that after stream then, because my test didn't work. Oh, hang on, it's restream bot with a space for some reason. Okay, so let me add that one to the block list and see if that fixes it. Good. There we go. That should work now, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Test 2. I don't see a restream bot, so that's a good sign. Alright, what were we working on with this now? Still working on the eye, because we want to make sure we get that right. But we're nearly there, I think. We're missing a bit that's gonna come from just doing shading, I think, though I'm hesitating now, because I think if we do that on just the inner side of it, from this angle it's not gonna have it at all, which I think is going to be a bit of a problem, so we might want to just pull this out anyways. Hang on, let's change that to connected only. I think that last bit needs to go back in though. So that should be about in line with that. Am I real? In what context? I don't quite understand the question. I am very confused, honestly. What would be a better way of doing this? I am real on some levels. I'm sure there are other levels that I am fake on. Like Kane from the Amazing Digital Circus. Do we even know what Kane is? I don't think we've been given the full explanation on what they are. So I cannot compare myself to them. I mean, I try not to lie, but I do oftentimes speak like a fae. Where I will not speak the truth, but I will not lie. I am not AI. I don't... You literally just saw me live change my settings and stuff. I don't think AIs normally do that on stream. I said I won't lie, but I won't always say the full truth either. There are some things that I am going to just talk around instead of saying. Yes, Bridge Troll Riddle Talks is kind of vibes. Yes, I will say, I am not an AI. I can 100% say that. That is not a lie. I am not AI. I would be very impressed to see an AI that could do 3D modeling on this level. Because I've never seen an AI do Blender like this. Like, they can generate 3D models and stuff, but they don't augment it like this. True, yeah, sarcasm is rough whenever you're trying to do it on anything that is text-based. These two need to come out more. Let's try... I think let's yoink this one. Let's see if we can line it up to be like a lower one. Oop, that's too far back. This'll be tricky though. Hi Moon! Thank you for casting cuteness! Ah. Feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Ah. Alright, so how do we finagle this? No casting flu! I don't want the flu! If you cast flu on anyone else, that sounds like biological warfare. Don't do that. I believe that is against the Geneva Convention. And is there, Alex? That's a little bit more in line. Drag at that. Oh, not that way. Back. Like there? I think you've got the wrong kind of warfare. Because you've got warfare there. Get a bit better. I don't know if that's gonna work properly. WarioWare. I don't think I'm gonna answer that question. I don't think that's a good question for stream, I'll be honest. That is funny. I make silly sounds too, but they're mostly cat noises. So they're pretty easy to tell what they mean. Hi Truck-kun, how are you? And Eternal, you are not wrong. It's one of those things that it's like, if I answer that question, I am either going to piss off people, or I am going to just reveal something about myself that I might not want on stream. So I'm just not gonna answer. Welcome back, Pilcrow. Do I have a good singing voice? That's a surprisingly complicated question. Because, I did choir for years, but I'm still, like, scared to sing on stream. So I honestly cannot tell you. Maybe at one point I'll get up the courage to actually sing on stream, or there'll be something where it's like, okay, this is a big enough celebration thing that I can just put my fears aside for a bit and give it to you guys. But I don't know. I don't think I'm the one to judge my own voice. Grab there. Would I sing on 10K? That depends. Is that what people would want for a 10K celebration? Because we just did, Never Have I Ever and, Cards Against Humanity for the 5K celebration. So I don't know if people would want that again or something else. What is up with avocado? Where did that come from? Let's hide that for a second. Come on, where is the actual... No, come on. There's like this one bit I'm trying to select and I just can't reach it. Oh, hang on, is it because it's just a vertice? Yeah, it's just a singular vertice, that's why. Okay. So that one needs to lift up. And I believe this one also needs to lift up. Probably up there too. So then if we unhide, it's a little bit better. Do I have another? Yeah, that one needs to go forward. And we unhide. There we go. So that should help bring them out. Yes, this is a very weird spore creature creator. Here we go, hydrated. Let me mark that off. Kona is making all the silly sounds. No, it was 5K subscribers on YouTube, was what it was for. because right now I only have 716 followers on Twitch. So I've not hit anywhere near 5k on Twitch. Probably tug this in more. This one too. There we go. That looks a lot better. That's a lot more accurate. Yeah, you can play VRChat on the computer. That is one of the nice things that makes it good for, like, community nights and stuff. I feel like that needs to puff out more here. Grab those two as well. And get that kind of... that. It's got a bit of a weird... There is a, Quest is counted as Android, and then, the other one is... there is an iOS version as well, but it is significantly more limited. We tug that one down a bit. Well, good luck with the laptop. Where is this having trouble? Pull that there. There we go, that's a little bit better. This one is a little bit silly though. Why don't I try dissolving that vertice? No. I guess that works. Though something still feels a little bit off with it. Level 3, very nice. I have no idea what you're doing, Fafu. Oh, I think it's curved too much. It is a reference that is lost on me, then. Let's turn off connected only. Make that a bit bigger. And then tug that down. There we go. That's better. So we've got that then. And there is not much issue with how that is set up, it looks like. I will mark that edge as sharp though. So that should help. Yeah. That helps with the lighting a little bit better. Do the same on the other side. Oh, the other side might be having more issue. Edge, mark sharp. Because it looks like the other one isn't quite synced up. Actually, you know what? Let's check that. Okay, they are synced up. So why is it? Ew. Ah! What's happened there? My blender is fighting me. I hit some weird button combination, something popped up and I don't know what. But now it's not. There we go. Okay, got it working. Oh, well, there's my lights off. Ah! Ah! I mean, that's fairly normal for me, Kona. And Fafu, I have said before I don't do impressions. One, 2, 3. And then, can you blend something in 3D model Blender in Blender? If you 3D print it first, yes. Alright, Alt-H, get that back. So is it... No, that one's also linked up. I think we'll just tug this one a smidge more forward. And... its friend here. Oh, wait, I know what the issue is. Because the issue is actually... hang on. Hide that one. There needs to be a cut along those two. And then do that on the other side too. H. There we go. Now it's not clipping through on either side. I am sure you are very tempted, Eternal. And I think that's beyond vaguely threatening. And especially with the music going on right now. We still need to change the eye shines too. We've got one more eyelash thing to do first, I think. So if we grab this, yeah, get that as properly linked. The lights turn back on automatically after a short amount of time. Because it's, I believe the lights are set to turn off for a minute. So if you want them to stay off, you just have to keep turning them off. And yay, pets! I still need to add a head pat redeem too. Rotate that along that axis. That should get us a bit more where we want to be. And then if we rotate that for there. Mesh mirror Y is what I really want. No, mirror Z? Yeah. Oh, though I forget that frickin' turns the stuff inside out. I think we'll just manually move it. It's not that hard. Just grab edge and then turn on connected only. A little bit more than that. Look out there. Tug that. Oops, not hide. Back that way. I don't know what Shift L delete does. That sounds like it might be specific to a program, and I'm not sure which one you're talking about. So many Minecraft movie memes. Oh, no, I want that on. I don't want that on. I'll lift that up a bit. should work. Isn't that a mass select? So that's just basically select everything then delete? I don't know why you wouldn't just do A and then delete though. Why minus 100, Kona? They just lost 100 what? I'm confused. Oh, the highlight message. Why did that not show up in my queue? I can't refund you points for that. Oh, right, because it's just a highlight message, which auto does. I normally refund points for the speak in restricted chat, which is there as a failsafe. That people keep doing anyways. That doesn't quite sit right. Yeah, I cannot refund. You have unfortunately lost those. Up and then out. This is so finagly. That one down should probably resolve it. Okay. And then that lower. That's a lot closer. We're getting there. What command do you want to add? Have you decided yet? Air jail. That is a funny one. Have fun, Alex. And I am a god. I will always have a blessed day, because I will bless it myself. What is this doing? I am confused, you okay? Do you want to try the question again? That would be funny. I don't think I have a setup to do that though. I think I need to squish this down a little bit more. It occurs to me that Zowie actually has really long lashes when you look at it. But I think that's fine. I think that's good. So it's a question of, do we want to do the eye shines next, or do we want to do the eyebrows next? Or we could also just go work on the texture for just flat colors to make sure that it looks right. Though we've also got these extra eyelashes. I don't think we need them. I don't think that's necessary. Though I'm a bit worried. Hang on, let's go look at Blink. How bad is Blink? Okay, so the eyelashes that we added are entirely messed up, but that was more to be expected. they shouldn't be too crazy to get fixed. The fact that everything else still reasonably works is nice. But that means that we're going to be spending quite a bit of time getting those up to par. But I think as far as the actual eyelashes that we currently have go, I'm quite happy with them. Oh, then we might want to scoot this down a smidge more. Maybe do connected only. Hi, Sparkle! Trying Gen World and Rimworld? I hope you end up having fun, even if you're not having fun yet. There we go. I think tilting it down a little more has definitely helped. So I think I'm quite happy with that. Let's delete these ones. Delete vertices. So that works well. Hydrating. A Sparkle is someone in chat. The one who just sprayed me. Alright, You want to make an underground base that has a river going through it? That does sound really cool. I think let's do eye shines next. Because we could just get rid of these ones and then move the smaller one. And that should get us mostly there. That would be a struggle, finding a map that works well for it. So we've got the mirror on, so we should be able to just move this to about where it should be. Looks like we need a slight rotation on it. Like about there. And then move this one to be a bit more central and a bit smaller, it looks like. Which requires it also to have a bit more of a rotation. And maybe scoot it out a smidge. There we go. Though I think, let's do, rotate that to be that way. Rotate there. It's a little bit better. Though it feels a little bit too far over. Rotate around Z. And then we need this one specifically to basically mirror to the other side. I think we're just gonna rotate it. So it's like that, and then move it over here. Yeah, shoot, no, we didn't want the other one to move though. So we have to turn off mirror, because these two are gonna no longer be mirrored. Yes, the Stardew Valley music has returned. So I feel like both of these should actually be... hang on. We want to move around individual origins. Where was that one? This one. Individual origins. That should let us rotate both. So probably about that direction. That one needs to rotate a bit back. And then rotate both along Z. Okay, maybe let's do one of these at a time. They're individual enough at this point. Z. And then rotate this way. This one needs to rotate the other direction. Get moved about there. So I think that's about the right one. Though I think these two need to be squished a bit. So if we scale just Z, there we go. Now they're rounder. That feels a little bit better. So not too bad. That should still have everything weighted the correct way. There's probably some blend shapes on that that need some finagling, but that's not terrible. That is a crazy drum solo. Now for the hard part of turning the eyebrows to match. Oh, also, I think we need to change the forehead a little bit. Because I feel like this needs to come out a bit more. This should definitely be not connected only. I'm not sure. That would be a question for a Tommy. That helps a little bit, but this now needs a bit of smoothing. There we go. So that should help the face shape a little bit more. Eyebrows. How do we want to do those? I don't think we're going to get them to look quite as fluffy as they do. We should do the 8 head to a forehead. But we're not adding hair yet, so it's not going to be covered. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Okay, I think I'm good. I don't know if it's whatever my boyfriend's cooking or if it's allergies. I don't normally sneeze this much. It feels weird. So it needs to go up. I think here, shrink. I'm sorry, Kana. I don't mean to. I don't want to sneeze either. What am I modeling the big forehead for? This is a VRChat avatar for Zowie, who is the person over there. That one. Right and left is confusing when it's like left of screen but my right, and it's just that one. It's getting somewhere. I feel like it's still a bit too arched though. Maybe like that? Getting somewhere, getting somewhere. Maybe tuck this one down now? Yeah, that feels more like it. Question is, do we need it a little bit lower than that, even? I feel like maybe there? This one needs to go back. That's coming out too far. There we go. So then, probably what we want to do for that scar there on his right eyebrow is just delete this face. That is like immediately done it. And since all of the vertices are in place, we don't have to worry too much about something not quite working. We just have to make sure that anything that we do that's influencing is on this one. So we'll tug that back a bit. And I think also this looks like it's out a little bit too far. I think it also thins out a bit too much. So we'll want to turn off that, get these down a bit more. Maybe that. Oh, though his go a little bit further in than this does. So we probably want to snag those two. Studio's trying to reconnect. Oh, I am fully offline, aren't I? Am I back? Am I good? Twitch shows unstable, but it does show a feed. Seems like it's working. Your whole setup just did something? I know my stream looked like it went down for a second. Wait, I'm muted again? No way I'm muted. I see it moving. Can others hear me? Okay, Eternal can hear me. I'm double for Sparkle? How would I be double? Sparkle, do you have two tabs open? I am confused. Am I double for anyone else, or is it just Sparkle? Okay, Kona says I sound fine. That's good. Repairing the cat, yes, basically. So back to working on Avatar then. Oh, vertical open in the background? Yeah. Though, I shouldn't have a vertical on Twitch. My vertical is on YouTube as far as I'm aware. Let me go double check that my vertical stream is... Okay, my vertical stream is not going. I might have my, my vertical set up wrong. Interesting. I guess YouTube doesn't get a vertical stream today because I just failed to set it up correctly. Which begs the question of, where is my vertical going? I don't... Oh, I think I just didn't... I didn't set it up to even trigger. Wait, but... What? How does Twitch have a vertical then? I have more questions than answers now. That's going to be a I work on it next time. Oh, the weird pre-selection thing? Okay, that makes more sense. For now, I will just delete the YouTube vertical stream because it just isn't working today anyways. There we go. But that is fine. We are good. And then... yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't know all of Twitch's new interface either. Oh, something felt weird when I looked back at the face. Why? What is wrong? What have I done? Oh, the very inner brow part needs up a bit. Then I think lower from this point. There we go. That's still not quite right either. So now this needs to go back down. I think that's good. What do you... my mouth isn't moving? Oh, one of the parts that I'm missing a little bit is I don't have the mic assist, essentially. So I need to fix that. Where I was having it where if it lost track of my mouth on the tracking, it would fall back to doing it from the mic. But I don't have that set up. So that's probably the issue. I still need to set that up. It was just one of the many settings that didn't quite make it in. So hopefully I'll have that fixed by next stream. I think upper brow is also a bit too high. We'll just lower it a smidge. There we go. That's better. Yeah! a lot breaks, especially after you end up wiping away the whole computer and having to set it back up. Stuff is going to... in fact, I'm surprised it's gone as well as it has. Yeah. I am hoping. I'm not fully convinced that it's fixed yet. I am noticing there are still weird quirks that tend to get resolved by restarting, which was kind of one of the main reasons why I was trying to just clear stuff. So I don't know how much of it is hardware issue versus, like, I've got a plugin on OBS that is causing more trouble than it should be. So I'm just going to be trying to make this work for as long as possible, and hopefully around December I will get new computer and do the whole rigmarole of set everything up again. But at least I'll have done a dry run first, where I'll have better idea of, okay, make sure X, Y, and Z are backed up again. Because there were a couple things that I thought were backed up but weren't, which is a shame. And yeah, I'm hoping for new computer entirely. The reason I'm waiting until December is so that I can save up more money to do it. Because I would like to get one that is, like, content creator level, for lack of better words. Because what I have currently is, like, absolutely great for anyone who is just trying to play games or something. But once you're trying to do, like, content creation stuff and running VRChat and OBS and all the other streaming programs all at the same time, you need something a bit stronger. And I was looking at beyond 3K for, like, budget for it if I can wait till December, is kind of the thing. So, if you like figuring out what the best hardware specs are, please talk to me in Discord, because I would love to figure out what I actually want before December. I think let's do a quick color change on this. If we do texture edit, we should be able to get this to be something that feels a bit... Oh, what is going on there? Not only is my camera moving weirdly, but also it just is odd. I might take you up on that, Kana. We'll see. It's still a bit before I'm actually kind of set in knowing what my budget is. See, why is edit mode being silly here? There we go. That's why. The UV is a little bit silly with how it's laid out. Because the eye whites are within the thing, but then you've got the irises here and over here because the irises take up 2 layers. In fact, if we go look at the actual... how the eyes are done. Because these eyes took so many iterations to get right. But they're essentially half a sphere. You've got just enough that you can rotate in any direction, always see the white. But then you've got this part of the iris here, but that's the transparent part. So if you hide that, you've got the pupil here, which is inset, and then you've got the rest of the iris that is forming kind of a concave mesh behind it. And that's how you get the full, like, rounded, but also still almost anime style, at least for mine. The eyebrows look like ponytails? I mean, I guess I could kind of see that. It's a weird one, to say the least. So texture paint, and then we want to select these guys, and then... oh, in the UV? Yes, they do. They do definitely look like that in the UV. So fill tool is probably our best bet here. We'll do... We're just gonna kind of pick one that is close enough. Probably about there. Oh, we need strength max. Set that to be just the selection we have selected. There we go. So that should be flat. And then if we hide those and select the rest of the iris, we can do a fill on that. And then... that's one of the weird things, is with how much I've moved these UVs around, it doesn't quite add up. But luckily that's not too big a problem, since I'm just going to be pulling this into Substance Painter at some point and doing it from scratch. So this is kind of just enough to get a vibe from it. Which actually, we don't even need to really worry about the inside, because you don't see that on this. Oh, that might be a problem, though. What? Eh? Okay, well I guess that's fine. And we'll grab that, grab these. Texture paint. Set to that. Just fill. Oh, we forgot about that guy. So select that one. Fill. Okay. So that's more the colors we're looking at then. The eyes work how you do it for human robotics. Very nice. Is there anything else we need to change? We could, like, tweak the skin tone. I think I'm just gonna leave it as placeholder for that, because that's probably better than just a flat color for now. Oh, hang on. It's the eyes are still a little bit off, because this goes too high. That's why it looks feminine. So we want to do a not connected only. Just reduce that down a bit. Think that helped. I think the face isn't quite white enough down here either. I think that's the other thing. Maybe from that point. seems to have helped. Is there anything else? Maybe pull the nose a bit wider? Face is longer? Oh yeah, you're right, it is. Okay. So the chin needs to be pulled down. So we'll grab across fully here. This is gonna be a bit finagly, I think. That, maybe there? That feels a little bit off. Oh, it's because the nose didn't get pulled down fully either. About, looks like it's in line with the ears. That's better. Think maybe it's a bit too long now, though. Let's try a little bit less. That needs bigger. Go to about there, and then grab nose. There we go. I feel like the jaw is a bit too rounded still, though. Hi, thank you. I'm glad you're here too. We're currently working on 3D modeling Zowie's face. Let me hydrate. There we go. Check that off. And I think we've gotten very close. Something still feels a little bit off, though. I'm wondering if part of it is the irises being so large. Because I know I tend to put mine pretty darn large. It's just cuter, in my opinion. But we're not really going for cute on this. Hi, Ham. Maybe if we just do... make it like that. Yeah, that has helped significantly, I think. Oh, though it didn't mirror. We kind of need it to happen on both sides. Shrink it to about there. It looks a little bit too startled now. Made it a bit too small, I think. There we go. That works. We also don't really have, like, a side profile or anything to go off of with this one. The only real reference images I have are Chibi or the one that's currently on screen. So I'm just kind of doing my best with that singular angle to imagine how it kind of plays out with the rest of it. I think this needs to go in a little bit more. Let's hide that strip so that it doesn't get affected. Like that. There we go. That's better. What's favorite video game? That's a hard one, honestly. Because I like games like House Flipper and stuff, but Portal 2 is really good too. So I don't know if I have a proper favorite. I think the eyelashes are just a bit too thick still. improper favorite? What is my improper favorite video game? I'm trying to think of the video game that I enjoy but play the most incorrectly. Because it's probably that one. And that might be Minecraft. I have a love-hate relationship with Minecraft at the moment. And that is very much due to the Haywen SMP stuff that all went down. That definitely makes it a little bit crazy with that kind of stuff. There we go, that's better. Yes, you did spell it correctly. So Haywen SMP was the modded Minecraft SMP that I was trying to get started with a bunch of friends. And we created a Minecraft mod pack ourselves for that. But our team was so tiny that essentially Net was the one working on putting the mod pack together. I was handling lore, builds, and origins for this whole setup, along with any data packs and stuff we needed for that. And it was just too much for too tiny of a group. I've never played Arkham City. I think let's pull that a little bit to the side more. There we go. That feels a bit better. Yes, that all of those shorts were from explaining basically what went wrong. And if you noticed on the related video, it linked back to the stream that I did explaining everything. I've been trying to be better about accurately putting the related video to it, rather than just relying on people to click the sound. Alright. So does anything feel off about that face? Because if not, I might start getting working on the actual blend shapes and stuff. And I don't know, Ham. I've never really been drawn to that style of game. I tend to focus on more creative ones, so I don't know if it's really up my alley. I think Portal is like one of the only games I've played that is away from creative style, but it still has enough creative thinking to kind of pay it off. I'll be here. Let me grow Zowie. Oh, I think the eyebrows are still a little bit off, seeing them side by side. Because his eyebrows are definitely a bit lower than that. The eyelashes feel off to you too? So like, lower down. That definitely helped the eyebrows. Eyelashes, I think they still curve up too much. I think that's what's going on with them. So change that away from connected only. Throw that. Pull that down a bit. Maybe like that. The levels are bragging rights. They basically just mean how much you've talked in chat. Might be too big in the corner. Inner or outer corner? I think it's inner corner. Oh, maybe both then. If I'm saying inner and you're saying outer, that might be a sign for both. So too big outer corner. Too far up, maybe? I need to adjust these two as well. And then tug this side. Have fun at work! It's closer. But it also... It's weird, because that now feels too low as well. But I think if we turn off connected only and lift the entire thing up, maybe? Like that? Still think that inner corner is a little bit too much, too. There we go. So I think... Is that better? I think the lips are also not wide enough, is the other thing. So if I grab corner of mouth. We definitely need that and connected only on. Yeah, the lashes are definitely improved. I don't know if they're exactly what we need. Got the mouth slightly wider, but it's hard to get it much wider without ending up with things being silly. I think about there is more accurate, though. And it doesn't look like it's interfered too much. I might want to pull that back a smidge. Shrink that down, though, so it affects less. Like there. I think that's a bit more accurate. Guess that works? Is there anything else? We'll zoom in a bit more so it's closer. I think that's pretty good. You feel like freezing those little Debbie birthday cake sticks? I mean, it sounds like it might be good. Worst case, you just thaw it out. It's not like it's going to ruin a little Debbie birthday cake stick. Oh, hang on, something feels odd. What feels odd? I guess it's like that on the source too. The eyelashes kind of have this little dip in here. But I think that works. I think that's fine. I don't know if I really need to fuss with that too much. Also, let me double check a thing. Because I want to double check where I was supposed to stop for this first benchmark again. That's the important bit, is make sure that I'm not charging ahead into the other benchmarks without confirming that this is how Zowie wants it. Yeah, so first one is face model, next one is supposed to be face textures and expressions. So all of the blend shapes and stuff are part of the next benchmark, so I don't have to worry about them yet. Some of them I might want to tweak now just to get ahead of it, once I'm like pretty certain are not going to have much further changes to the mesh type thing. But I don't know about those. I don't know which ones specifically that would be. So with that, I think we're fine with the actual mesh. I think that's good. So it's just a matter of, do we want to fiddle with some of the blend shapes, like fixing the blink so that it doesn't have that issue? Or do we want to pull out like Krita or something and draw lobsters? Which is a weird one for anyone who doesn't know that we normally have Fred and Frank as pet lobsters you can roll for on stream, but I currently don't have them set up. You know what? While I'm thinking of it, let me pull out the just snipping tool. You think the chin feels odd, but you also really want lobster. Okay, well, it shouldn't take too long to mess with chin thing. Let's see what part of the chin feels odd. Because part of it could be lack of hair. Lack of hair could be part of it. I think the other thing is the eyes actually in whole feel too large, is the other thing I just noticed. So what if we... let's try joining these again. Object. Join. And then go back to this. Select all of these. We're going to try and select every part of the eyes. And then if we turn off connected only and make sure that this is set to... yes, it is set to individual origins, we should be able to shrink and only affect those. Oh, though... The eye shines don't like individual origins, so we're just going to grab one eye. We'll set this instead to bounding block center, and since we have mirror on... oh, mirror doesn't work with that right now, because it's being janky. Okay, so undo that select. Got that selected, back to individual origins. We'll just manually move the eye shines again. How big should these eyes be? Probably about there? And then do like scoot that forward a little bit. I think it actually looked better back. Just an inch. I think that works. That has helped a little bit. I'm a bit worried that that may have thrown off the, how to word it. The weighting with the, way the bones and stuff are. Ah, frick. Wrong render thing. Trying to control Z that. Turn that on. Ah, yes, the chanting is going again. Not scale. Okay. Let's just get that pushed a bit. And then this side. Pushed a smidge. There we go. That should do that. And then if we turn on the armature... Oh, I don't have the cats plugin right now. Still do I? So that should be under... Where is it? Edit, preferences, add-ons, install. There is apparently a cat cult. I've been called the cult leader before, so that is not out of the ordinary. Modeling, plugins, Cat Splendor plugin. Did that not? Oh, it's just stuck thinking. Keidakat. That is a funny way to put it. I really should have saved this before I tried to install the plugin. This is scary now. Okay. Okay, it didn't freak too much. We're gonna hit save just to be sure. We still don't have the cats plugin, which is not a good sign. That is in fact a plugin we need. Preferences. Okay, it just wasn't enabled. There we go. Okay, now we have cats. Yay! I'm a cat girl with cats. Alright. So if we hit start pose mode, now we can actually test to make sure things are weighted properly. Which, since everything was already on the head, shouldn't be too much of an issue. That might be a bit of an issue. There's a bit of a weighting issue up there, it looks like. And I think, by the look of that, we might need to adjust the placement of the teeth. Though that'll be something that we check more when we do the, mouth things. Why? Is Restream doing double again? I don't see it on the, stream chat. Yeah, I don't see the double you're talking about. Okay, and it looks like the eye... Oh no, the eye does have a little bit of issue. It looks like the center was off. Which is... a bit of a thing. How far off is this? Is it off enough that I actually care? Looks like it's too far back? So let's stop pose mode. Go to edit mode. If we scoot that up a bit. And then start pose mode again. Did that fix it? No, that seems to have made it worse. Okay, so it was too far forward. Restream is doing double message. Oh, yeah. I just need to ban Restream messages from the stream avatars. That's... Nope. Well, Botrix official should probably be removed as well, so we'll get rid of Restream. Actually, Botrix is gonna do responses to the commands, so I think that's fine. We'll just make sure that restream is not in there. Also, yes, if you didn't know, I can still pick up people and just toss you around. I was expecting that to bounce off the wall. I hope you come back quickly. There he is. Okay, yeah. Alright, so with that... No, how is that? What? I'm confused. Stop pose mode. Okay, we're gonna sanity check this. We're just gonna scoot that like way back. And then if we start pose mode... Okay, so it was that it was too far back. We just didn't move it far enough forward last time. So let's try like there. It's getting better. Probably a little bit too far forward with that one. Did Restream unban itself? Okay, it's because I got rid of it instead of banning it. Blacklist. There we go. And also probably scoot it to the right a smidge. Start pose mode. Nope, that was bad move. Start pose mode from there. There we go. That's accurate movement. Alright. So now we just need to move this thing so that it's back in line. There we go. That should do it. So now with the smaller eyes, is Jaw still wrong? Or is Jaw feeling better now that we fixed that? Also, are the eyes too far apart now? It's the other thing. Because they look like they might be a bit too far apart. Angle of the jaw is off? Okay. So I will try and check that in just a little bit. Oh, I can't. How do I scoot them closer when they aren't mirrored properly? Can I snap these to symmetry properly? It'd be great if I could. But I'm a bit worried about that. Mesh. Snap to symmetry. Okay, that doesn't seem to have had too much of an issue. Now if I... there is like a little bit of weirdness going on here. But it is linking to the right ones. That is such an unsettling thing, though. Hang on, so what if we do... edge... no, vertex... smooth vertices... Why is that... So is that one the one that's not... Okay, that one's linked to that, that's why, okay. So these guys need to be split off for a second. Mesh. Split. Selection. Oh, not split. Mesh. Separate selection. Now these. Mesh. Snap symmetry. Nope, something's funky. Alright, we're just gonna undo all the snap symmetry if I can. Hopefully I'm not too far back. Dang it, it's too far! Alright, in this case, we are just going to close the program and reopen it from the last save. Because last save was fine. So don't save. And then let me just reopen the program again. Give Unity a second to catch up, because I tend to open it from Unity. Struggles. Alright. Unity is caught up. We have a blender. Why is... Oh, we never saved the texture. That's fine. Texture issue is A-okay. I don't care about that. And this was from right when we added cats. So that should be fine. I think we will do a quick thing of just grab by UV. Grab those guys. Texture paint. Quick fill. That should basically get us back to where we were on the textures. And now that's symmetrical, those are not. Okay. Am I thinking about this too much? Are the eyes fine, or are they too far apart? I still think they're too far apart. Okay. So other option is I could remirror the eyes. So if I just want to get rid of one of these and do a straight mirror thing, that would work. But I don't... Sid? Did I say Sid, or is there something else you're questioning? I'm confused. I do not want to reach apology this. That is what I am trying to avoid. Oh, so the sloth eyes. Yeah, that means they're too far apart. Mesh. Separate. Selection. You can see eyes back to their own thing. Mesh. Snap to symmetry. Okay, that should fix it. I don't see too much egregious issues. Alright, that looks fine. So then if we just do mesh smooth, or vertex smooth, that should get the round back.
Bad boy and watch me find it out for myself.
Should be fine now. So then if I join this back to body, is that going to keep it? It should. Join. Okay, good. So that is all moving symmetrically as we expect it to. Alright, we only want to select one of these. And then turn off connected only. Almond breaks drum solo? That sounds cool. Alright. So then... scoot that... The problem is that you end up with a Mega Mind here. I think I've got the... Might have the effect... No, I did not have the effect too big. I just have to refix the sides of it. The internal eyelids scare you? I'm confused. Hide that so it's not affected. Oh, you mean this? the way that extends inwards to make sure that there's no point where you can see inside the head. Yeah. That is a bit tricky. How far apart should the eyes actually be? Think about there, maybe? And then I just need to extend out here. We will hide that eye for now, while we just drag this back out. Have you tried refreshing the stream? Sometimes that helps. Let's hide the armature so we can better see this. That's good. So is that better? I think that fits quite a bit better. Though I might have them too close now. Do I have them too close? I think they're too close. So I need to undo those. Go for a bit less. Probably about there. So, okay, I think that's right distance. Now I just need to fix the sides. Hi Neo, how are you? There we go. Here, I'll zoom in so we can see it a little bit better in comparison. I think that's a lot better. I think we've got the eyes more matched up now. Oh, I'm noticing the eye shines having a bit of trouble there. Fun. Alright. So clearly this is linked up to something else. Or not. It is just confused, I guess. I don't know how it is symmetrical but not symmetrical. But I think we're just going to get rid of this one and just clone it again. I think that's my answer. I have no idea what that is. I'd be very surprised if Markiplier was in my chat, honestly. There we go. It's a sword? Ah. I think that needs to go a little bit over. Like that. There we go, that feels more even. Is there anything else that feels off? It's probably still the jaw, because I haven't even touched it. I think my jaw is a bit too wide. That's probably it. Set that to connected only. Hide that. And then let's grab like those two, extend those out, vertex, no mesh, snap to symmetry. There we go. That should fix the weird mirrored, not mirrored I was having. So maybe there? I think that fixed it, actually. So is that everything? Did we get it? I think the eyes might still be a bit on the larger side, but I am tempted to just leave them. Ah, yes. That is... Glad to know I'm not the only one who thought that. But I do know that, at least my style tends to lean towards bigger eyes. So I think it might lean more towards stylization rather than an error on this part. Because if it goes too small, it just doesn't feel like my stuff anymore. Yeah, I have no idea either, Eternal. Because I have already shrunk the eyes from what they were previously. And it does feel more accurate, though they are still on the larger side. Because, let's be honest, my eyes are huge. Like, they are meant to be. It's just more fun and expressive to me to have really big eyes. Plus it helps read expressions easier, I feel like.
Something I'm scared of, I suppose. Monsters.
Yes, I do commissions for avatars. That's actually one that we're currently working on. This Zowie commissioned me to create their avatar.
Who cause trouble. Monsters who abduct children. Monsters who devour dreams.
You can reach out to me on my Discord if you are looking for someone to commission an avatar from.
Lying monsters are real.
I think I'm pretty happy with where it is. So I think... I'm gonna do a quick screenshot of it. And I'm gonna send it to Zowie. See if they have a response to it. I doubt they're gonna respond to it right away. But always good to send updates. Because I think we're gonna swap to working on some of the lobster and emote stuff. Broad range of price. That highly depends on how complex you want. Because most simplistic is probably around 400 range. Whereas some could get over 1,000 depending on how many additional features and stuff you want on it. So I typically like to look at what the reference material is first and get a feel for what kind of things you're looking for. Because if you're wanting VRChat Avatar that also works as a VTuber avatar, that's an extra $100 to convert from VRChat to VRM and VSF. I don't... My boyfriend might have a Spider-Man Lego minifigure, but I don't. Also, I do furry recolors for starting at 100. So if you're just looking for someone to take the Nova Beast base and recolor it to match your fursuit or something, I also do that. And yeah, Frank is a lobster. I don't have anything in Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite at all. So let me open Krita. I forgot I don't have Krita installed. So I guess we're not doing that. That's a side effect of blowing away the computer and not having everything. So lobster is not happening today, I'm sorry. I just completely forgot about an application. Nova Beast is a kind of standard VRChat furry avatar base. Let me see if I can pull up an example. Let me change the window. Properties. So there we go. This is the Nova Beast. This is a VRChat Avatar base that is basically set up and good to go, but you can also change the texture files so that it looks quite a bit different. There are a whole bunch of other furry bases out there. This is just one of the most popular ones, which is why it's one of the ones that I'll name drop for, like, if someone is looking for something that's just a recolor, then something like this is probably a good option. B, that is a good idea, Neo. You're always welcome to reach out on the Discord. And then, where'd my blender go? There's my blender. Can I do the uwu mouth with my current model? I don't know on that one. Cause I kind of already have a bit of a cat mouth. I guess I kinda can. So let's see, what do we want to do for the rest of stream? Probably some of the blend shapes then, since we can't do drawing. How do I bring it back? I have a nose! Like, it's there, it's hard to show. Yes, that is certainly possible. You can make sprite-based avatars for VRChat. I do not specialize in those, nor have I made one before, so I don't do commissions for that. But yeah, I have a nose, see? There's little nose there. It is very tiny nose, but I have nose. Let's start with the blink. It's gonna be one of the ones that's more annoying. The answer is you'd probably have invisible hands. They are more for, desktop users than they are for VR users. And there is most certainly Sonic models in VRChat. There are public avatars for that. Man, the blink is a real struggle one. Mesh. No, vertex blend from shape. Basis. Okay, so I have to apply that to both at the same time if I want it to keep its symmetry. Vertex blend from shape. Okay. We're just gonna tug those out entirely first. Yeah, there's a bunch of options for avatar search worlds, actually. How else do I want to tweak this? Start with just hiding these first. I cannot do a flip. I am not Neurosama. Nope, that is not one of the shapeshifts I know how to do. I don't know cars enough for that. I'm assuming that's a car. I could be wrong. Okay, I can't do any flips. cemetery isn't gonna work. You are welcome to leave, Fathu, if you are not happy with how I am streaming. I'm sure there are plenty of other streamers out there as well that might fit your style better, so do not feel like you have to stay here unless you are enjoying the show. I think we're just gonna take this into Sculpt, honestly. You know what? That's actually just better. Hang on, can I pull that off if I just do select all vertex, blend from shape, not basis, but set it to blank, set it to itself, but then reduce it. No, I can't. Okay. Probably the better method then is mesh, blend from shape. No, vertex blend from shape. And then blink add, and then subtract. There we go. That's a lot better. That is way better. Okay. So that actually looks like a reasonable blink now. Still have to fix this side, which is having interesting struggles. Where does that even go? These guys, which are lost somewhere in this collection of vertices. No wonder it's struggling. I have not watched Dungeon Meshi. That has not really been on my radar. Oh, that was one of the lower ones, wasn't it? We need these ones. Is the inside textured as clear, or is it clear by default? So the inside is clear because it is doing backface culling, so it's not rendering the inside of the mesh. If you do have backface on, where it's rendering the backside of the mesh, then it will have the same texture as the front. Hi, Tanny! I have watched a little bit of Bee and Puppy Cat. You were asking if I've watched a lot of stuff. My boyfriend is the media glutton. I am the one who is working on creation stuff all the time. It's looking like it's not too bad. I do take some inspiration from media, but I don't tend to watch stuff unless it's either my time off with my boyfriend or I do have like a couple animes that I keep track of, but not very many. And there is kind of a weird balance to keep with that. I'm not even sure that mine is fully the correct balance, it's just what works for me. So everyone's different. Oh, that's just texture error. I mean, I'm bi, so you're half right. Turn off. Actually, no, turn on connected only. Lift that up a bit more. Yeah, that's a lot better for a blank. We still figure out what to do with those two. But it looks like I'm just going to be doing this side and then doing my best to mirror it. So we'll see how that goes. This needs to scoot in a bit, though. Oh! What was that alert? Shadow Pup! Thank you for subscribing! And you're allowed to think what you want. Just be careful not to offend people. Because there is certainly enough by erasure and stuff that people might not be too happy with that. Personally, I don't care. I am under the assumption that everyone is bi until I'm proven otherwise, and good luck proving otherwise. You just have you have a tendency towards one over the other, rather than strictly go by one. Because most people have some celebrity they would go gay for. So if you have that, in my book you are bi. Because you like both. There we go. It's not necessarily biphobia to be bi erasure. It's different things. These probably need to come out a bit more. You don't like the new stream avatars, but you're content now because they had a tanuki? I mean, that's fair. I also, like, these stream avatars were ones that I had just kind of found last minute because I realized that my old ones weren't on my computer anymore. And I couldn't find them. So I'm glad people like them. We'll see if they stick around or not. H unhide. That should be pretty lined up there. Yesn't. So that definitely needs... Yeah. That is one of the downsides of them. Getting closer. There we go. Maybe that? Okay, it still has a little bit of silliness, but it works. Yeah, the hats are very buggy. What? I have no idea what you're asking, Fafu. And I have thought about making stream avatars on stream before, but it's one of those things of, it's just so much work, it's hard to go with that amount of effort. Okay, I think that's probably about as good as we're gonna get. Now it's just a matter of getting this last eyelash feeling like it fits too. Yeah, that could go very wrong. Especially with how complicated it is to actually make stream avatars. Said. I mean, if it's a choice between death or become literal god, maybe. I think that works. It's definitely a lot better than... Wait, did that fix the other side too? So that did actually mirror properly. Oh, it mirrored some, not all. Because like this didn't mirror properly. No, I haven't watched any of Dan to Dan. And just get these pushed out a little bit more. There we go. I think that looks even enough. I mean, someone's probably dropping bombs, honestly. Though I do also want to add... Not add. I need to fix these guys. That guy and... that guy. Actually, all of these. Vertex, blend from shape. From basis. No, not from blink. We need that from basis. Why are you green? I'm not sure. You just are. Alright, so now that we have that working properly, now we can do Individual origins, good. Scale down a lot. Probably like there. So now when they blink, the eye shines shrink, because there's less light getting in the eye. So that should work. Oh, there's a bit popping out on that side. Oh, because this side didn't get the fix. So it is... this guy needs to go up. I think that one as well? No, that one can stay. Where is the other one? Right there. So that should help with that. Then it's just that, which isn't in line as it should be. Think that works? Restream bot is back! Again? How? You're on the blacklist! That is so weird. Alright, we're just gonna manually get... Wait, no, that's a different Restream bot apparently. I don't know what Restream bot I blacklisted before, but alright. Maybe there was one for YouTube and one for Twitch. Maybe that's why. Because the Twitch Restream doesn't have a space, but the YouTube one does. So that's probably it. You are not the Restream bot. If you are, I'd have to remove your stream avatar. Aw, man. Looking up is going to be such a weird one to try and get working as well. Look up. Look down. That's even worse. Actually, no. Look down looks like it's almost just blink, but the lower eyelid is as basis. Is the same as basis. So that one might not be too bad. Brow interrupt is surprisingly not bad. That's basically fine as it is. Brow down left needs a bit of tweaking to account for that eyelash, but otherwise is not too crazy. Also, it seems to be affecting the other eye shine. Okay, so that's just a tweak eye shines as well. That shouldn't be too hard. Outer up seems like it's working fine. Let's look up left. His eyelashes are only one line. They're not only one line. They're technically three, because they're made up of 3 separate meshes. It's more clear with, which one was it? Not brow down. Well, actually, yeah. So that one shows you, like, there's a separate line from that one. So it is a little bit more complicated than just thing. Though this one should be easy enough to just do the select... Oh, come on. Select you, you, you. And then do loop select to there. Expand that out to probably about there should work. Vertex blend from shape. And have that be VRC blink. Okay, well I ended up not selecting these again, but let's just reselect those, and then if we do the same, vertex blend from shape, there we go! So that corrects that. Now we just need to repeat that for the eye blink right. Ah, the eye shines. We make model with accurate or realistic neck or stylized neck. It's probably going to be... I can't say. I cannot say until I've done it, I think. Because I'm trying to get it as close to reference as possible, but I will probably be trying to stick with the proportions that I currently have on the rig. So it's not really that long of a neck. I could try and shift the head up to account for it more, but I know this proportion setup, at least for me, is accurate proportions. So it ends up with the least amount of issues of, like, height versus arm span stuff, but that's also just because it's tailored to me. So I don't know if that's going to work for Zowie, so we might have to tweak it. Meow. Alright, so we'll select those. Oop, come on. With these guys. His shoulders are wide. You are correct. Yeah, the vertex blend from shape. There we go. Eye blank fixed. How would you even make it work? Do you mean the wide shoulders, or... Because there are a couple ways to do it. I know part of the reason why he has such wide shoulders is because of the armor he's wearing. So his actual shoulders are much, like, closer to his actual body, as far as I can tell. So part of that is, like, building up the mesh beyond it. But that's a challenge for another day. Oh right, I wanted to do, reset these. Let's actually just go to basis, select those, and then we're just gonna do a vertex propagate to shapes, because that's gonna be a whole lot easier than manually going through and changing those individually. But that does mean that we now have to go back to blink and shrink those back down, because that is the one that we already updated to account for it. But it's very simple to just come back in here and then do another scale. You are cute, Tanny. Hey, come on. I made your design. Can't I be allowed to call you cute? I've not actually made your physical form yet, but it's cute. If it's not cute, I need to go rework it. Yeah, I have privilege. What has happened here? Okay, that looks fine now. Let's try grabbing both of those. No? I don't like it. That is a weird one. There we go, that's why that was so weird. So in this one, just lower that down. That can follow there. Scooch that up. There we go. That's a lot cleaner. This I feel like needs to shift a little. There we go. Now it's more in line with the rest of the face. I apparently do. That's why I've got this music, I guess. No, this one's... I actually need to post the video for this, because this is one where I have the footage for it, and I now have the music. It took a while for Tommy to get me the music, because he needed to fix his computer first. but it's now been like a year since I took the footage, so it feels weird. Plus, this is part of the frickin' Haywen SMP project that is definitely no more. Or at least will not be anything for a solid while. But I think we're pretty good with where we're at now. With the face mesh. Which is quite impressive that we managed to complete the entire first benchmark in the span of 3 hours. So I'm quite happy with that. Not all benchmarks are going to be like that. I can say that now. Some of those benchmarks have more work than others. And this one, since I had the base mesh already, like, was able to just yoink my face and alter it, was not as difficult as, say, retopologizing something new or coming up from scratch. So, a lot easier. I don't know if the bunny skeleton was the saddest part of Haywen SMP, but it was certainly a sad part. Fair enough, Danny. Let's see who we want to go raid, is now my question. Because we are at end of time. How about... There are people doing art. Enough! Look at how many hydrates! Freaking hell, how many was that? That was 6 hydrates? Okay. 1, 2, and now I'm boxed. Don't get the cardboard wet, that makes it worse! 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. That should be all the hydrates. Mark those as done. Now back to finding who we are going to go raid. Possibly then? Just save it for the make a command. You can always hydrate chain next time if you decide you want that better. Or want that more. Let me double check. Is this person... Okay, yeah, this person's doing fine. We are going to go raid a Meow Luna, who is working on commissions as well. They apparently have a VGen. So let me get that raid set up. And then we will be back on Tuesday. Tuesday we're doing Played Up with Squee. That should be chaotic and fun. I don't know exactly what I'm doing Thursday yet, but we will be probably continuing with this commission on next Sunday. I'll hopefully also have Krita installed at that time, so if we have extra time at the end, we can just work on emotes or the lobster stuff. So I will see you guys next time. Tschüss,